Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a question on parallelogram. So we have the diagram shows a parallelogram. Now in this diagram, we have the two sides given and an angle. So the question says the area of the parallelogram is greater than 15 centimeters square. Show that 2x squared minus 21x plus 40 is less than 0. So the task given in this question is to show that 2x squared minus 21x plus 40 is less than 0. So now I want us to recall something, which is the area of a parallelogram. The area of a parallelogram is given as base times height. So in this particular question, the base is given because if this side is 2x minus 1, this other side, which is the base, is also 2x minus 1 because for a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So if this place is 2x minus 1, the base is also 2x minus 1 centimeter. So from this question, we can see that the area is given, though not necessarily the area, but there's a condition there. It says that it is greater than 15 centimeters square. So the area is greater than 15 centimeters square. We have something to work with. So now we need to look for the height. We have to obtain this height. So from obtaining the height, we can use this particular condition to solve this question to show that 2x squared minus 21x plus 40 is less than 0. So the first thing is to find the height. Now let's draw the line which represents the height here. So meaning that we are looking for this place, we are looking for this height. So I will allow us to draw this diagram outside. I will allow us to have this diagram somewhere else. So let me draw it here. So if you have this place as our height, you can agree with me that for every right angle triangle, that's this place actually makes a right angle. So if this place makes a right angle, meaning that here is 90 degrees, and then this other part, remember that the whole angle at this point, the whole angle is 150. So if this place makes 90, the other part, the remaining part makes 60 degrees. So meaning that this place is going to be 60 degrees because 60 plus 90 gives us the 150 we have here. So now we've been able to get an angle to work with. We've been able to get an angle 60 degrees. So I want us to work with this part, which gives us a right angle triangle. I want us to work with this part, which gives us a right angle triangle. So we're going to be extracting this actual diagram and take it to the next page. So we'll be able to find the height at that point. At this point, we can see that the shape gives us a right angle triangle with the longest side, which is our hypotenuse. If this is the angle 60 degrees, so the opposite is the opposite side, then the h, which is our height, is the adjacent. So we're going to be applying the trigonometric ratio to solve this question. So our hypotenuse is given as 10 minus x. We have adjacent, which is the height we are looking for, and the angle, let's call it theta, is 60 degrees. So at this point, we're going to be using the cosine formula, which says that cos theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Adjacent over hypotenuse. That's if we're using the SOHCAHTOA. So SOHCAHTOA, this one is what we are applying because cos theta, which is the angle, is given, adjacent h is given, hypotenuse 10 minus x is given. So we're going to be using this formula to work. So substituting the values in the diagram, we have cos 60 degrees equal to adjacent is height over hypotenuse is 10 minus x. Now cos 60 degrees gives us 0.5 using the calculator or the four-figure table. Cos 60 is 0.5, which is half. So 0.5 is going to be equal to h over 10 minus x. If we cross multiply, height is equal to 0.5 of 10 minus x. So we can actually write this as h equals to half in a bracket 10 minus x centimeter. So going back to the original diagram, we've been able to get our height. So height is 1 over 2 of 10 minus x. 1 over 2 of 10 minus x. So now that we've been able to get our height, let's go back to the question. So the question says the area of the parallelogram is greater than 15 centimeters square. The area of the parallelogram is greater than 15 centimeters squared. So we have to show this. So before we get to that point, let's introduce the formula which says A equals to base times height. And here we'll have our base to be 2x minus 1, and we'll have height to be 1 over 2 in a bracket 10 minus x. So area is equals to base times height. Area is equals to, the base is 2x minus 1 times height, which is 1 over 2, 10 minus x. So at this point, I can write this as A equals to 1 over 2 in a bracket 2x minus 1 bracket 10 minus x. So we have to multiply all this. So before we can work with the 1 over 2, the half, let us clear this bracket. So we'll have A to be equal to 1 over 2 bracket 2x times 10 gives us 20x. 2x, that's 2x times 10 gives us 20x. 2x times minus x give us minus 2x squared. And then we'll have minus 1 times 10 minus 10. Then we'll have minus 1 times minus x is plus x. Okay, so we'll have A to be equal to 1 over 2 in a bracket. We have 20x plus x. That's if we collect like term. 20x plus x is 21x minus 2x squared minus 10. Okay, so at this point, I want us to remember that A is greater than 15 centimeters square. So which is the area is greater than 15 centimeters square. Now, if we have all this as the area, we'll have area equal to all of this. If we have area to be equal to all of this, so which means that all of that I circled is greater than 15 centimeters square. That is what it means. So we are going to have 1 over 2 bracket 21x minus 2x squared minus 10, which is greater than 15 centimeters square. Let's just write 15, which is greater than 15. So I would love us to handle this fraction, which is half. Let's multiply through by 2. So if I'm to multiply through by 2, I'll do 2 times here, and I'll do times 2 here. So we can get rid of that fraction. So 2 cancel 2, we are left with 1. So that means 21x minus 2x squared minus 10 is greater than 30. Okay, we've gotten this now. So the next thing we have to do is to collect like term. And how do we collect like term? We have a number here which is minus 10, and we have 30 here. So we need to take 30, let it cross the greater than sign so that we can collect the numbers together. So we'll have 21x minus 2x squared minus 10 minus 30 when it crosses the sign, which is greater than 0. So we'll have 0 outside. So we'll have 21x minus 2x squared minus 40 greater than 0. That's minus 10 minus 30 is minus 40, which is greater than 0. Now let's rearrange this. I would love us to rearrange this in order. That means from the powers of the x. So we have minus 2x squared plus 21x minus 40, which is greater than 0. So I would love us to have a positive sign here. I would love us to have a positive sign here. And if we are to have a positive sign here, it's more like saying we should multiply through by a negative sign so that this gives us a positive sign. More like multiply both sides. So multiply both sides by a negative sign. So if I multiply both sides by a negative sign, it's going to get rid of this one. So minus times minus at this point will have 2x squared. Minus times plus gives us minus 21x. Minus times minus gives us plus 40. Now this sign has to change because we are multiplying through by a negative sign. So this greater than changes to less than because we are multiplying through by a negative sign. So we have less than 0. Now going back to the question, it says show that 2x squared minus 21x plus 40 is less than 0, which is what we've been able to obtain. 2x squared minus 21x plus 40 is less than 0. So we've been able to solve this particular question, which marks the end of today's class. Thank you very much for joining me in today's class. See you in my next video. Bye.